Welcome to My Long Island TV. From Manhasset to Montauk, we have traveled our communities to bring you the following events. I'm your host, Waldo Cabrera. My Long Island TV starts now.
The orchestra, I think we're past our 30th year. It was formed by members of the community, and it's exactly that. It's a community orchestra. If you play an instrument, come on down. And we'd love to have more players. If you haven't played since high school, we have a couple of people who haven't played since high school. We have some people who are former music teachers. We have some people who are music teachers.
When I was in college getting my master's, I remember one of my teachers, she was saying that I should, kind of venture out and start playing in different orchestras around Long Island. And one of the orchestras she recommended to me was this one right here in West Islip, which also just happened to be so close to home, so everything worked out. We have the three different pavans, the four-ray pavan, which is kind of the most famous pavan of them all, the Morton Gould pavan, which has sort of a jazz tilt to it, and then in between we have this Maurice Ravel pavan, which is kind of very like French impressionistic. It's almost dreamlike in a sense. So just there in the three pavans, you sort of get these three different vibes of how an orchestra can perform one style of music.
Mendelssohn Violin Concerto is one of the early pieces of music that kind of gets into the Romantic era. Classical really means something that's like the Bible. It has the same meaning for everybody, and it's universal. The Romantic period is more about a person's personal feelings put into the medium of sound.
Music has to be played in order to be alive, and composers set a certain idea down on paper, but for it to come to fruition, there has to be a performer. With classical music especially, it's an art form, and good art stands the test of time. And just like, even though Rembrandt is dead, you still go to a museum to go see a painting, and every time you go see it, even though it's the same painting, if it has a certain depth to it, you get different meanings out of it. And it's the same with a good piece of music.
Back then, when all these different pieces are written, composers would write the music and then give it to somebody to play, which is something that's kind of drastically different as well, because classical music is something that, well, you get Akiko's interpretation of what Mendelssohn wrote. So different people playing the same thing is kind of what really makes classical and kind of timeless.